Fun, nice, life's beautiful. Welcome back, man.
Yeah.
You feeling good? You feeling confident?
Me? Feeling godlike, yeah.
Last year was fairly tumultuous, I reckon, judging from what happened. I mean, it was a fairly tumultuous year. Like, you know, you became a daddy, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
You recorded an album, which is a good thing. But you went through some drastic changes with your record label, which was a little unsettling. And then you lost 2 founding members, replaced them, and survived it.
Yeah, it's a bit of a big year, actually.
It's kind of growing up 10 years in 1 year.
Yeah, but you know, we've got the balls. You know what I mean? We shout out. You know, we can deal with it, and we've dealt with it, and it's done. We're ready to rock and roll.
Am I out of line to suggest that there may have been one sort of moment in time where you and Noel actually sat down and said this might not work?
No.
The word was always like you guys were going to do 3 Oasis albums, and then that was going to be the end of that chapter. You were going to do something brand new in terms of the sound and stuff. I mean, did you maintain that, you know, that attitude going in to record this album? Do you think?
No, because I don't think we're doing anything new. You know what I mean? And I don't really want to do anything new. You know what I mean? I like the way we sound. You know what I mean? I like, you know, our sound. You know what I mean? And I don't really want to get into changing our sound. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's nothing. You know, the new album's not that new. You know, it's just got a different couple of instruments on it that we hadn't used before. That's it. Still rock and roll.
Are you guys aware of the expectations that you know the world's going to place upon you when you go on to record an album, or you just close the doors and forget about it as best you can?
I'm not personally. Maybe Noel is. I like the album, and that's what it's about.
Yeah.
And if people can get half of what I get off the album, then everyone will have a good time. If they get more than that, cool.
Do you actually like being in the studio?
Yeah, I love all sorts of. I love everything that's to do with the band. You know, talking to you right now is cool. You know what I mean? The only thing that I find a bit weird in that is videos. You know what I mean? But you know, you get there, you're getting used to it. You had something to do with the last video, didn't you? Go let it out, is that right? Not really, no, I just sort of like said, let's do it in a field.
There's a saying that says that it's the journey that matters and not the arrival, and I kind of put that towards where you know, when an album's being recorded by a big band, a lot of people come out and make grand statements of what it's going to sound like, you know, just to fuel the fire a little bit. And there was a classic one where you said it was, I think, what was it? It was your Dark Side of the Moon.
I think it is, I just don't think it's, but saying Dark Side of the Moon, I just think it's a listening album, and it's probably the first listening kind of album we've done. You know, that's not going to jump out and scare the arse off you, you know what I mean? Like what some Oasis albums have done, you know what I mean? I think, you know, the more you hear it, the more you're going to get into it. You're not going to get it the first time. I think that's for me anyway. I just think it's like, you know, it's one of them albums you can put on at any time of the evening, you know what I mean? And you're going to get different things from it. I just think it's the first kind of album we've done like that. Is there anyone now, our princes and kings?
After 8 years of kind of almost being put through every possible indignity by the tabloids, I think you could have been. Do you think you're over it? Are you depressed? Do you still care?
Oh, I still get the needle with them because, you know, I've still got my rights, you know what I mean? I can go what they write, you know what I mean? I'm well over. I was over them 5 years ago. They're not important, but you know, I'll still get the ump with them when they're outside the house, you know what I mean? Yeah, of course, because I've got my rights and I believe in what my rights are, you know what I mean? And whether it's because I'm famous or not, you know, if someone's outside my house with a camera and he's not showing me ID, then I'll get a needle with him because I deserve to be shown ID. And if he shows me ID, I'm from the Daily Star, I'm from the Sun and the Mirror, then I'll let him get on with his business and do his job. But if you don't show me ID, I'll get the ump with him. You know what I mean? Because people are getting stabbed and that, you know what I mean? And I need some ID shown, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you've really always...
You know what I mean? George Allison's getting stabbed and that, he could be anyone, so I just need to see some ID, so I always get the needle with him, but they're not important.
You've also always been really protective about your own personal freedom to be able to go where you want, not have the entourage behind you and security guards.
Yeah, but I understand, you know, like, you know, they've got to do their job and I'm famous and people want to take a picture, but, you know, the day I start losing my rights and thinking that, you know, I've got no rights because I'm in a band and I'm famous and that, then the day I'm, you know...
And it's still happening today, still happening, man, outside your house today, just before you came here.
10 minutes ago, yeah. I've got to go see the police tomorrow. Never mind.
What happened to your finger?
Nothing.
I'm going leaving the city, I'm going driving out of town, and you're coming with me. The right time is always now, so don't let it out, and don't let it in, and don't let it out.
Little James,
yeah,
which is the track you wrote on the album, right?
Yeah.
What's the story with that? How long had you been tinkering around with Little James?
About, I wrote it in about 5 minutes, actually.
Yeah.
I've always been playing little bits and bobs around the house and that. But I just end up, like, just forgetting about it and go to the pub or something, or just watching football and that. And then this was the first one that reeled off straight away.
There's a heaps of discipline that goes into writing tunes and finishing them, mate. Anyone
yeah, you just got to stay in for a couple of days, you know what I mean? Get on with it. And this one just come, Little James, we're all the same, it just blah, 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 and that was it.
Yeah. Does he like it?
No, he thinks it's ridiculous. He's a Backstreet Boys fan.
You're touring. What's touring mean to you? What does touring say to you when you think about touring?
It means just me putting the wheels to rights, man. That's what it means.
On the other side of the thing, you know, being a fan of you guys, and you know, I've watched you touring also almost take you to the brink on several occasions. You know, have you guys sort of sat around and worked out how you're going to make it easier on yourselves this time?
Well, I have, personally. I'm going to cut back on getting smashed and that, you know what I mean? But so that's me personally. I don't know what the other guys are going to do. I'm sure they're just going to carry on do what they do, you know what I mean? And I'm sure Andy and Gen want loads of fun on that, so they can have loads of fun. But I'm going to be doing things a little bit different, you know what I mean?
You're going to be touring as extensively as you have in the past?
I know, I think so, yeah. I think so, because we're ready to go now, you know what I mean? We've been away for 2 years and put our feet up, and I'm personally feeling fit, you know what I mean? I'm ready to go for a long 9 months, tour the album and then get into the next one and then do the next album and tour that, you know what I mean?
What was the sort of an early Oasis gig like, you know, if you think back to it?
In what way? Musically or?
Musically, energy?
Oh, there was loads of that, it's just chaos, man. But pretty slick and all, you know what I mean? Backstage, there'd be no panic going on, it'd be pretty, you know, feet up.
Relaxed.
Having a cig, one of them like that, you know. Watching football video and that, you know, telling jokes, having a laugh, having a beer. Right, we on? Right, come on. Doing loads of chaos and that, and they'd be like, right, see you later. And that's basically what it was.
Yeah.
Rock and roll done in a slick way.
Yeah.
Not stressed.
Do you get nervous before you play?
No.
Not at all?
No.
There was
only when I OD'd on caffeine once.
That'll do it to you, man. Once I was
drunk a load of coffee and forgot all the words of that, doing Mick Jagger dance and everything.
Funny you mention that, actually, because he said once that, you know, the day he stops getting nervous before he goes on stage is the day he's going to quit. And yet you say you don't get nervous at all.
No, well, he's a lightweight. No, that's just gospel truth. Never get nervous, man. I won't be doing it if I get nervous. What's I get nervous about? I mean,
the impression that I always got reading the press and stuff like that.
You only get nervous if you know you're a fake.
Yeah.
And you know you might get sussed out on that stage when you go on there. Big lips.
You going to play Glastonbury?
I don't know when he's right. If Richard will let us. If Richard lets us go on before him.
I heard about that, actually.
Yeah, please, Richie.
The world tour slowly coming together, kicking off in Japan later this month, moving through Europe, North America confirmed, and of course a handful of sellout UK shows in the middle of the year.